Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Live from the Xfinity studio. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday to all across the Delaware Valley. August the 10th. This week, we got a game. Yeah, Saturday night. Eagles and Ravens. Well, I hope everybody had a great weekend. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino app and our good friends at Xfinity. So the big news on Action News, big story on Action News is Lane Johnson. Lane says this likely will be it this coming season. Something that we kind of figured that would happen. And it's still a shock to the system. So I started thinking about it, and he's the best offensive lineman. Jason Peters is great, like absolutely great, and he was a left tackle. But it's Lane and Jason Peters as the greatest offensive lineman that I've seen with the Eagles. And Lane, who's just never on the ground. Like, the most amazing thing about Lane is he's never on the ground. We saw his record when he's not playing and what he means to that team. He's just a great player, man. We're going to miss him. We're going to enjoy his last year because he's been I'll never forget when Chip Kelly drafted him, and it was like, that's a great pick. And he has been just an amazing, what an athlete, quarterback, tight end. You saw the evolution to tackle, got out in space. But the strength that he gives you and the fact that he's never on the ground. As an O-lineman, right? Like, the worst thing you could be is on the ground. And Lane's never there. He's just been a big-time, like, rock foundation on that spot, at that right tackle spot. I love Lane, man. He's one of the best. Great team leader. He's got it all. So, it'll be a big year for him, and hopefully they send him out in style because they're going to need him. It was a pretty good Saturday. They went at it, big time scrimmage. The big thing that stood out for me was where Jalen was throwing the ball. Like, this offense, I remember talking to Baldy about it last week because he and Mikey G were up at camp. And the offense, they're not just half pregnant. They're not just 1 foot in and like last year where they dabbled. And I guess people thought, well, maybe it's just a little bit more of a dabble. Nah, this is full-fledged, all in on this offense. And what stood out was Jalen darting the middle of the field, targeting the middle of the field. He did that all practice long, which is a great thing. Crossers with Hollywood Brown. You saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of dig routes with Wicks. He's got a big connection. I said on the end of last week, that, one of the things I think is that Wicks will finish second among the receivers besides Devontae for receptions. And they look to have a connection. You saw it again over the weekend where, he was really targeted. A lot of dig routes that you saw for Wicks. He trusts Wicks. I think that body type, tall, he's got dependable hands. I think Jalen trusts him, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. Goddard, obviously. The big thing's going to be, like, I love Bourne got him once, baited Jalen into an interception. But other than that, like, I thought he did real well. And I'm optimistic about the offense. There's going to be ups and downs and the whole thing. But I'm optimistic that this offense is going to work, right? It's exactly what they need to do, exactly where they need to be. And, again, you're going up against a great defense. So Jalen Carter's been wrecking practice, right? Jalen Hunt has been wrecking practice. That's all good because the fact that this offense has to go against the Eagles' defense in practice every day, we talk about iron sharpens iron. Danny D and I say it all the time. And that's hopeful. That's a good thing that they have to go up against this defense with that secondary. I think it's only going to be good. I think early on, Mike Garafolo said this on Friday, and I thought it was a great point, that early on we may see them do well offensively because there is no tape. It's something that is completely different, that's not on tape. So I could see the Eagles, and I thought Mike said this, and I think he's right, where we could see the Eagles have success early offensively, particularly against Washington, right, in the opener, where they were able to move the ball. And then at some point there's tape, and then it goes like up, and then there's a dip, and then hopefully it goes back up again where this offense starts to click. So I'm optimistic. It's nice, quiet work camp, right? It's one of those camps where you go, all right, like put the offense in, let's go. We got a game on Saturday. I do think, and I knowing Nick, I don't think he'll play the starters at all in the preseason. I like to see them get some reps. I think they could use some reps, game environment. So I would hope, I don't expect it, but I would hope that Nick sees, and we'll talk to EJ about this, that Nick will play them a little bit. Maybe not against Saturday night against Baltimore, but at some point, I think we need to see them on the field. I am a big believer in that. I know the injury risk, and there's nothing worse than going down in a preseason game. But, you know, especially now where you got a whole new offense, I want to see it, man. I think they need it. I think they could use the reps. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's the good. The ugly, and the bad. It was a Phillies weekend. Now, they salvaged it thanks to Derek Hill, who has been a revelation, right? Like a hero of all heroes. He has been Spider-Man, Derek Hill. Somehow, they were about to get swept by the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, who have a depleted lineup, an awful team. Luzardo pitched a masterpiece. 12 strikeouts. The bullpen, including Kerkering, where I'm like this with Kerkering. Go away, Kerkering. Go. No, I can't have you, Orion. He's unpitchable in leverage spots. I can't pitch him in leverage spots. They're going to have to figure it out. I know there's a lot of heat on Bolin, that maybe Bolin's the guy. I'm all about Gage Wood. It looks like the guys they got in the trade, right? I want Gage Wood. I think Gage Wood needs to be up here at some point, and then you got to kind of hide him so there's no book on him, but get him out there and be ready for the playoffs because he's got stuff. He's got to make up from what we can tell. Give it a shot. You know, he throws hard. I would. That's to me still your best bet to get to Alvarado. But your starters are going to have to go deep. Like your starters in the playoffs, at least the three of them, not the fourth starter, but the three of them are going to have to give you minimum 6, preferably 7, and maybe 8, right? The 6th, 7th, and 8th innings are going to be huge for this team. You got to get through it. You got to get through with the starters because that bullpen, you just can't count on anybody. I mean, they were that close to being swept by that Toronto team. No good. No good. Now, you know, Bohm is still Bohm, too. Ugh. How many double plays? How many times are you going to say it over the weekend? Oh, God. They feel like they're floundering. And again, the schedule is their friend for this whole month. It's an easy schedule. You can't be losing series to the Blue Jays, man. Now I got to go on the road to St. Louis. You got an advantage against pitching, but the St. Louis bats, like you got Painter going against the St. Louis bats, Burleson, Weatherholt, who's a young rookie second baseman who's got power from the left side. I don't know, big star for Andrew Painter tonight, that's for sure. Good morning, VG.
They stink. I can't stand. I have no interest in watching them anymore. I got
Really? You're out?
Pains me to. No, I'm watching them, but it's
they're not a fun watch.
I'm not locked in. I don't care if I miss a game right now. I got to tell you, I think it's boom, dude. I had a screen capture.
Dude, I can't take my.
Second and third.
We're stuck with him.
Second and third. Nobody out. He's got 2 balls, no strikes. All right, so he gets a 88-mile-per-hour slider right down the middle plate. The distance he hits it is 53 feet. A pop-up in foul territory.
I know.
Come on,
I
man.
know, dude.
This is Mr. Rippy. That Mattingly stinks, by the way.
Yeah.
Wherever Fartsy is, who he was just destroying Topper every day.
Yeah.
Mattingly's got no feel for the bullpen at all.
No.
He's just spinning a wheel and
I-
picking people. Like, what are you talking
And I'm
about?
wondering, like, how much of this is coming from up top directing him?
Brooks Ray, like,
Ugh.
they pull him. It was a Saturday in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
This is your deadline acquisition,
I
a
know.
6th inning reliever? Like,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are they
And
doing?
then the guy you get from the Giants, who's supposed to be a leverage guy.
He's done now.
Right. Like,
There's oblique ripped in half. It looked like when he came off the field yesterday. Looked like he got shot.
He was like,
he's like,
he walking like this.
we'll see him no more or whatever they say. Yeah, he's.
I mean, that was awful, man.
I guess today's August 10th. The McFarling kid's eligible to come back up now. He should be called up already. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've just never seen a guy with no bullpen feel. He can't push the right buttons with the bullpen at all.
no. And I'd be honest with you, I still hate the lineup.
They can't. Trey can't bunt. Pop up bunt. You're a $300 million player.
How about
pop-up bunt.
Saturday night where you got a chance to score runs and it's Schwarber, Harper. The good thing with Schwarber yesterday gets out of the slump with a couple bombs, but they had all three of them whiff, boom, whiff. Saturday night.
I know.
Like, dude, what are we doing?
The rise. What are you, 0 for 5 yesterday with a strikeout? Now, like, he's just, there's ruined
He
him
caught
now.
the Phillies flu.
Yeah, dude. What?
It's the Phillies flu. Spell flu with a PH.
When's the last time he was 0 for 5 in a game?
I know.
Fit Dad, $20 super chat. They stink. I wouldn't be surprised if this team misses the playoffs. Fundamental baseball isn't being played.
No.
And are they the slowest team in the MLB?
Dude, how many
Stubbs
times
looks
you going to
like he
get
was
out?
run on stuff.
How many times you going to get thrown at the plate?
What is
I mean, have you ever seen a team get thrown out at the plate more than them?
how I get they show Stubbs loosened up, stretching.
He's the worst.
Why is he here?
No, he's the worst.
If he can't even run,
He
he
stinks.
just
I mean,
stinks. He's like 5'6" and he can't run.
Well, he's
Come
got the
on.
little feet. Little feet. Come on, man.
It's like they are so woefully constructed. They got nobody aside from their top three. Like, who's grinds out? Like, just grinds it at the plate. Who's a tough out? They got no one who's a tough out.
Now,
other than their big guns.
you know, it's such, and you know, Marsh has come down to earth.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you expected that. Like, it was an anomaly the first half of the season.
Yeah, he's Don Brown.
Right? Like,
All-star first half.
and then, you know, you just see it. I'm trying to cling on to some hope because, you know, this could be our last Red October for a while. You know?
Especially because MLB Players Association came out yesterday and said there will not be a salary cap. So
No.
we're probably not going to see baseball next year.
No, it's possibly, it could be a long no baseball. So I'm trying to enjoy it. The bro's back.
Oh, look at him.
Who's that guy? I don't know. I look at it and I'm trying to hold out some hope, knowing that baseball is this roller coaster. But geez, man, they're just, you said it. They're fundamentally awful.
Awful.
And fundamentally awful can't win in the playoffs.
No.
Like, that's how you win in the playoffs, by being fundamentally sound. Like, you look at the Tampa Rays, right? They just win all the time. Like, they go on these streaks and they just go on 7-game streaks, 5-game streaks. But the thing about what they do is they play fundamental. Yeah, they got Caminero, but that's it.
They're
Like,
situational
Diaz
hitter.
is a hitter. All right. Aranda's got a little pop. But you look at that lineup and you go, what's this lineup?
Right.
How are they that good?
I saw one game, they did a suicide squeeze back to back.
Yeah.
Like, never. They'll do anything to grind out runs, move runners around. They think about how hot we've heard about the Red Sox. They're still 7 games behind the Rays.
I know.
Rays are 8-2. I'm looking in their last 10.
No, because they don't lose. That's
No,
why they're amazing because they play great defense. Their pitching is good. Your bullpen's solid. Like, they just do those things. And that's the problem with the Phillies is you look at the back half of that lineup, and they just never grind down anything.
Nothing.
They don't do tack-ons. Like, in this period where you need tack-on runs, you can't tack on runs. With this bullpen, like yesterday, you got to lead. Luzardo's great, and you can't tack on any
phenomenal.
runs. Like, you can't tack on runs.
Alvarado gives up
everything.
That bomb Alvarado gives up, he's got him 0-2.
Yeah.
And he throws a meepoll over the plate at 0-2. Like,
I know. I know. They're just a dumb baseball team. They're stupid. Like, the problem is that's the ultimate curse in the playoffs.
You can't be flawless. You can't have flaws everywhere. They can't run the bases. They can't field. They can't situational hit.
The worst is getting thrown out. I wish there's a stat. I could ask Hembo about a team who gets thrown out the way they do at every base but first. Right?
It feels like
it's just they're out of third, they're out stretching at second.
Always.
And always out at the plate. I mean, I've never seen anything like it the other night. Everywhere, boy, man.
Like, we're just hoping they get hot.
Ow!
Just hoping they get hot bats. That's it.
That's it.
Here's records against teams over 500. Brewers 38-17. Braves 33-23. Dodgers 34-31. Phillies 23-30. Like
23-30. That's brutal.
Still got a run differential of 0. At least they're not negative anymore.
And they're lucky, man. They're lucky that these Nationals and Marlins, like, I don't even understand the Nationals. They lost their 3 best players.
Well, they gave them away.
They gave 2 of them away, and the other guy got hurt.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? They should. It's amazing where they're at right now, the Phillies.
It is.
They should be buried.
They should be buried. And the Padres, they may not make the playoffs, man. They may not. The Padres are right behind them. They added some good pitching, the Padres.
I mean, here you go. Let's go. Rounding third. Go. Go. Yeah, just go.
Seriously, like, Stubbs doesn't make any other roster in baseball.
No.
And we're like,
that's your boy Jumbo.
Yeah.
Jumbo. I mean, have you seen a guy screw up that kind of payroll like this dude? There's no plan of your team.
No, he's good.
You got no plan.
They're actually like they're in a race right now because I think the Blue Jays and the Phillies have basically the same payroll.
I mean, look, the Diamondbacks stink. So I agree that the Padres are going to make the playoffs because they're hot and they're fortified. But like, you got to beat Arizona. I mean, the Marlins aren't going to make the playoffs.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, they're not. There's no way.
I don't know. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. Watching the Phillies, it's like hard to believe this is a playoff team. It's hard to believe they're still in the running for a playoff when you watch them.
Well, I mean, it's wild card. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, the fact that there's 3 wild cards.
And then you look around, Dodgers are 2. They've won 2 of their last 10.
Oh, they're scuffling and all get out. Like they're, in fact, over the weekend I was doing my Fox thing and there's like mass panic about the Dodgers. It's like, look under the hood. There's a real problem. Ohtani and all this other.
Look under the hood.
It's like, guys, relax. All right. Come playoff time, you're going to get all those pitchers.
Yeah.
You still got to line up. Stop. Like, you want to go look on the hood. Look under this hood.
No, there's nothing under this
hood. All right. Look under this hood. You see a shot engine.
Red Flintstone's feet are
right,
under the hood.
Exactly. Like, my God. Look under the hood. Are you kidding me? But we sit here on August 10th, and you wonder why I got football in the brain.
I got basketball and football in the brain.
Basketball, without a doubt. Like this, I can't wait for the Sixers. That's going to be it could be amazing. So, what do you think, Lane?
I mean, you knew it was coming, right?
Yeah, I know, but now it's here.
It makes me rethink the draft.
Everybody's high on Markel Bell. Everybody's in love with big Markel Bell. Lane was talking about Markel Bell.
I know, but
I mean, maybe they got something. Well, look, Miami.
I see they take Lemon, and right after that, it felt like
the Steelers jumped right in, and 30 seconds later took that Max Ian
Yeah.
Hakor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
if
you
he
need
turns
a
out to be
receiver,
still-
like, you know. I mean, I can't go back on that draft. We'll see. I'm hoping Bell's the guy that, you know. I mean, they talk about him. He's a monster.
right.
I mean,
Size is
huge.
different.
So we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, but
I mean,
I
things
like,
have changed without Stoutland there.
I like where they're at, though. I have to tell you, I'm hopeful about the offense.
Yeah.
Again, when you're going up against that defense, all right, like, you know, it's like swinging with a donut on.
And I think
You take the donut off and go,
the
wow, my God, I don't have Jalen Carter wrecking my offense.
I'm high, man. I think the offense is going to be good too. I mean, the defense is going to be crazy good, but I think the offense is going to be. I think we're going to be surprised. They come out early and look good.
Yeah, my only fear is the receiver depth. Like, what's the receivers look
They're
like?
deeper than they've been in the past. They're not great, but they're at least.
I mean, again,
they're professional receivers.
I think Wicks is good.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about Hollywood Brown. The kid hasn't played. So, you know, and I know everybody's loves Cooper, but I'm still, and I like Cooper, but I'm still going, all right, until you see it in a game and not in.
Yeah, it feels like. I
training
mean,
camp.
Howie's with Kay Adams last week said there's some moves coming, so I think you'll probably see some receiver depth.
I
As
think you
cuts
have.
come.
I think you need tight end depth.
Yeah,
I
that'll
think
be
you
the
need, I
number
think
one
you
thing.
need
Tight end.
receiver depth. Like, I do think you're gonna need some of that. I like where Jalen's attacking middle of the field.
Mhm.
Like, it looks like this offense, like they're all in on it, and I'm hopeful because I think it was such the right move to get Mannion and to go into a guy with this offense and then give him the keys.
Yes.
Like, here you go,
Yes.
put it in, install it, let's run this.
Don't give the backup set to Nick. Keep all the keys to yourself.
Right.
And we say like,
Don't reach, Nick. No.
Yeah.
The hook,
yeah,
not for you.
right. It's in a lockbox. You say how important it is that Jalen's runs, and it seems like there's some design runs now in this offense. That
Well,
they're seeing.
I love moving the pocket.
They're moving
Like,
the
every
pocket.
time you move the pocket, because those are when they talk about hidden yards, that's what you're talking about,
Mhm.
right? Like, hey, just that little waggle, right? Like, for 7, they
Mhm.
got it.
Yes.
Like, that's something that you can get. You know,
I love the waggle.
That's a big deal, right? Like, those
I
running
can't
that
wait
stuff.
to see it.
Yeah.
Like I'm in on this preseason games. I want to see what the offense looks like.
Oh, the
in.
preseason games are must watch.
I'm in.
Must watch the preseason game. We got. Can you believe it? We got a game Saturday night.
Love it.
Our first one.
Let's go.
I'm pumped up, man.
Is it here? It's here, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Saturday
man.
night.
All right, I'll see you at Jetro. Tailgate a little bit.
You know, I'm the most unfun football person. I'm unfun.
Have you tailgated an
No.
Eagles game in the last decade?
Dude, I don't think I've ever tailgated.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard for you because you get stopped a lot of people. It's hard for you just to hang out and have a good time. And not that you don't have a good time seeing people, but you know what I'm saying?
You know, there's times
But we should
pregame.
get you a.
I mean, I've done reports from the parking lot. I've done.
Man, we should get
pregame
you
stuff.
a mask and like sunglasses and a mustache and get you down there and tailgate one day.
You know what it is? I'm too wired the other way that it's not enjoyable for me.
What do you mean?
I know. I've never.
You're always about churches and community and sports. It's like
No, I love all that stuff. No, I
Yeah.
do. I love it all. But I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I've never done it. I've never
It's
done it for a Phillies game. I've never done it.
Yeah.
Period. It's just
God,
never. And I'm not. You know what it is too. I'm not a big pregame drinker. Like, I'll have a beer or two, or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm not a.
Are you like meats though? They're grilling everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a piece of this sausage in, and
We
that's
gotta
it.
try and get you down to one, just once. Once.
I'll be honest with you. Can I be in the trust tree?
Yeah.
I got no interest. I really don't.
I know, but it's one of those things that you don't have an
I-
interest till you do it, and you're like, "Oh, this is cool." You're right. This is cool.
Yeah, listen. The idea of it,
Mhm.
yes. Like, I can see why you love it. I can see why people love it, and I appreciate that. I don't know. My pregame is like, at home where I get my stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I can't explain it to
Open
you.
up a new pack of pens and notebooks.
It's just, I'm weird. I'm unfun when it comes to that. It is what it is. Like I just like watch the games. It's my favorite thing. And I like being at it, but I don't like all especially
if you've never done it, you don't know. I'm just saying, just try it once. Then you'd be like, I hate it. It wasn't for me. I hated it.
Well, I kind of know it's not for me. No, I would do it on a Monday. A standalone game would be the only time I would do it. Like, I would never do a 4:00 tailgate and miss the other games.
Okay.
Right? Or at 8:00 and miss the 4:00 games. I would never do it. But a Monday night or a Thursday night.
Nice weather, Monday night, we do it, and then we leave at like 7 o'clock. We go home. We hang out for 5 to 7.
If I'm going to go, I'll go inside.
Oh, all right.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm unfun. I know some things, flaws you know about yourself. Right? That's a big flaw. I get it. All right. Busy day today. We got all kinds of stuff. As always, Corey's coming on to talk Phillies. We'll get the Eagles update with EJ. And, of course, Murphy. David Murphy. It's a Murphy Monday. We'll talk to our man Murph. But first, how about a word from our friends? Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Phillies in action. Painter against the Cardinals. My guess is, I don't know, I'll say the Phillies are a slight dog. Or a pick 'em. It's probably a pick 'em.
They're minus 115. Cardinals are minus 106. Slight favorite.
So it's kind of like a pick 'em.
Yeah. Over-under's 9.
Yeah, I know. It's a big star for Painter.
Cardinals to win the series.
You could play the Bet Parks app. You got all the football futures. We went over that on Friday. We'll continue to hammer that preseason stuff. It's all right there in the app. Have some fun. New customers get $500 casino bonus back in the first 24 hours, as well as 250 spins on the new Sahara-themed slot game. Yes. Check that all that stuff out. A lot of fun. BetParks.com is the details. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity and the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi and keep it the same price for 5 whole years? Well, you can. That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And it lets you stream the game while the whole family's online playing the video games. I hear them screaming. The best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Now, on the Xfinity mobile calling line, our man covers the Phils, Corey Simon.
He's the man. He's for the fans. Corey Simon. Corey Simon. Corey Simon.
All right, it's What's the Buzz? Brought to us by our friends at Evans Pest Control. What's the buzz? Good morning, Corey.
Morning, cuz. How you doing?
Football's good, but, camp's good.
Not feeling good about the Phils after that walk-off win?
Thank God for Derek Hill, right? Like, Derek Hill has been a godsend for them. But they almost got swept by that slop Blue Jays team. Depleted lineup. Yeah. They wasted a great start by the Lizard. 12 strikeouts. He was awesome yesterday. And they just flushed it. Between this bullpen and this lineup that gives you fits, we were talking about earlier, they're so not a playoff type of team. They're so not buttoned up.
The bullpen in particular is the big worry right now because my big picture takeaway from the weekend is how on earth are the Phillies going to get through these final 43 games of the season with this bullpen? You have one reliable reliever, two reliable relievers if you count Jonathan Bolin. You have Joan Duran, you have Jonathan Bolin, who knows if he's going to be able to maintain this through the rest of the season into the playoffs. But after that, like Orion Kirkrink's not your answer. Jose Alvarado's not your answer. Caleb Killian got hurt yesterday. Looks like he has an oblique issue. Probably going to miss some time. And honestly, was not
He
setting the
wasn't
world
your
on
answer
fire.
pre-oblique.
No, he wasn't your answer pre-oblique either. And honestly, the Phillies are lucky that John Schneider made the decision he made to intentionally walk Alec Bohm yesterday to end that game. That probably won the Phillies the game.
Dude,
that was a completely
what?
That was a
what was he thinking about? I'm going, you're walking this guy?
I think a good rule of thumb, if you're thinking about intentionally walking a player, is are 40,000 people going to let out a collective sigh of relief when you do it? Because if so, then don't walk the guy. That was just like that was like a completely contextless decision. Look at what Alec Bohm has not been able to do this year. The fact that he was unable to come through 3 times earlier in the series in big pressure spots to win a game. You know, maybe Bohm would have come through in that spot too, but that put it in a much better position for the Phillies to end the game with Derek Hill and the bases loaded. Who knows if the pitcher gets wild, but you know, it's a good thing they salvaged the series with a win on Sunday, but I had the same takeaways as you that they're not playing clean baseball, and this bullpen's probably going to break your heart over the final 6 weeks into the playoffs, barring just good luck. You know, good luck, atom balls and line drives right at players. Because with Kerkering, I mean, I even look at the expression on his face after he gives up the tying runs yesterday. Just looked lost, and you know, he could be a nice piece maybe as the 4th or 5th guy in your bullpen, but not as the setup man that you're relying on.
Nah, he needs to go pitch in Texas. Like he needs to pitch in Anaheim. Like he can't pitch here. He don't have the makeup for it. We've talked about having a steely makeup to be able to pitch on the East Coast in these high pressure environments. He doesn't have it. In fact, he reminds me of one of my kids, like on our baseball team, like our travel team, where a nice little ball player, but like he just melts.
It's
He
unfortunate.
can't be in anything after the 6th inning. He can't be in the 7th, 8th, or 9th.
No.
He just can't handle it.
It's unfortunate because you think back to Kerkering as like a rookie. You know, he came up, he had that big fastball and the slider that looked like it was going to be this plus put away pitch. And he was almost thrust into too much pressure right away. You wonder if that kind of soured the course of his career. Like he had some high profile gaffes in that 2023 playoff run against the Diamondbacks. And obviously that it's kind of continued throughout his career. The Phillies bullpen has struggled every year in the playoffs since 2022. Obviously what happened last year with the Dodgers, it didn't carry over into this year in the sense that he came out and pitched well in the first half, Kerkering, but this is the time of year that you need to be at your best, and he's just not, and nor is Jose Alvarado. You know, the other part of Sunday's game that just confused the life out of a lot of people was you go out and you get Brooks Raley as a left-handed specialist, okay? Brooks Raley is available and warming up, I'm pretty sure, in that inning where Kerkering was in yesterday. Kerkering gets 2 quick outs, which is probably why Don Mattingly and Caleb Cotham thought they were going to be able to manage him through the inning. But why not the foresight to have that lefty up and ready for the Andres Jimenez at bat? A left on left there gives you a much better chance than Kerkering against a lefty. And honestly, I haven't been too
especially a
impressed
guy
by
like
Don
Jimenez
Mattingly's
who does not hit lefties, and because he's left-handed and can rake. The pitch profile for Jimenez to Kerkering was bad. Like I'm going, no. Like I knew that we knew that pre at bat.
And the Blue Jays had nobody from the right-hand side left on the bench. So it's not like if you brought in Meza, they were going to pinch hit for Jimenez. That was their only option in that spot. I haven't been thoroughly impressed by Don Mattingly's management of the pitching staff.
Horrible.
We were just talking about that.
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies have a good record under him, but, in terms of like pulling starters too early or too late, but guys not being warmed up and ready to go when they should be. The other part of this too, Joan Duran's pitched 4 times in the last 5 days, 6 times in the last 9 days. Probably unavailable tonight. 2 of the games that he's appeared in over the last 5 days were losses, which hurts even more.
He also was in a game when they were up 4 runs against Washington. Was that Thursday night?
Yeah, well, there were a couple games where he was in with a 4-run lead, and I think it's just because the Phillies have just been so desperate to get some wins here
Yeah,
that
but
they
you
just want
can't
to close
burn
it out
them.
however they
But I would
can.
never burn them with a
Schedule
4-run.
is killing them too. I mean, they're in 10 games in a row right now. They're gonna go 14 games without a day off. Like they're just
It's baseball, man.
it's not baseball. That's a lot of 2 weeks with no days off. The bullpen can't catch a
Oh, cry
breather.
me a river.
Stop.
And I mean,
cares?
and you have Andrew
Come on.
Painter. You have Andrew Painter going tonight, so which probably means you're going to need at least 12 outs from your bullpen, maybe more than that.
No,
Uh,
I feel like tonight it's a loss. Painter and Rangel just get blown up, whatever. Just let them pitch away.
Well,
7 innings.
because here's the thing. I
Rest
would
guys.
agree. I would agree with you because you were talking about profile. Weatherholt, Burleson, right? Like the Cardinals can hit Church. They can hit right-handed pitching, bad right-handed pitching, and I don't like them tonight. That's for sure.
yeah, the top four in that Cardinals order with Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, who takes a ton of pitches, gets on via the walks and hit.
Yeah.
And then you have Jordan Walker, who's going to be tough too, and Burleson. Yeah, Burleson, you could totally see having a couple extra base hits.
Yeah,
tonight.
he's a home
Hopefully
run
not. It would be great if the Phillies can pull out this first game because they have Sanchez Wheeler going the next 2 in St. Louis. And by the way, the Cardinals are not totally dead yet. The Cardinals, I think, come into this series
They're
3 or 4
3.5
games behind
back.
the Phillies. Yeah, so if you get swept, God forbid, you're looking up. The Padres continue to win. They just had a good series against the Astros. So, in sitting down to think about the bullpen, for example, you think, okay, best case scenario in October, you get 7 innings out of the starter, 1 inning out of Bolin, 1 inning out of Duran. But how about to get there? There are 43 regular season games left, and the playoffs are not guaranteed. This is trending in a weird direction. And I think that anybody who's witnessed Phillies bullpens over the last 10 years has a very uneasy feeling because there's just not enough depth in this unit. And the only answers, honestly, at this point are: do you go get Alex McFarland, who's eligible to be recalled today from AAA? Do you bring up Gage Wood as a reliever, kind of shift the focus for him in this year where he's been starting all the way? Because honestly, you're gonna need something more to get through October.
I'm all about Gage as I've been talking about this for months now. He even after the deadlines, and especially now, you saw what you got. Gage Wood's got to be your bridge to Duran.
And if you want him to be, if you have actual designs of that happening, you need to bring him up and test him out well ahead of time. Why not get him up in September?
I
don't want him
attack.
But give him at least a handful, 5, 7 appearances in September just to get his feet wet. I don't want the first time he goes into that situation being, a wild card game or an NLDS game. But
No, I get you.
But short of that, I don't see what the answer is. The answer is not just, okay, we're going to throw Chase Sugar into that situation. We're going to throw Max Lazar into that situation.
The Sugar. How
they-
about that dude? Oh my
they
God,
just-
he's horrible.
It's just hard to believe that they came away from that trade deadline with Caleb Killian as the big relief addition. A guy who is unproven and had control issues and a 5 ERA in a lower pressure situation, and that was your big bullpen piece. Other than the lefty
let's bring him
specialist
to a playoff contender on the East Coast. He was on the worst
And,
team in baseball.
You mean to tell me you couldn't have gotten Pete Fairbanks from the Marlins, a guy who's just playing out the final two months of a 1-year contract on a team that was selling anyway?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Again, it goes back to Dombrowski, and I just think he's done a woefully inept job. He's just been woefully inept. Everybody goes crazy over your eyes. I get it, but even that, again, imagine this whole decision that you rework your entire defense, which stinks anyway, to make room for Alec Boehm in the lineup. It's mind-boggling to me how they I don't even understand it. Again, Hill, Dela Cruz, you got other options that are just better than Boehm.
It makes no sense. It's honestly, it's like an insult to the fan base at this point. I'm not trying to over dramatize the bad year Boehm has had, but it does rank 131st out of 142 players in batting average and on base percentage. This is the career low in every category for him, pretty much. Obviously, he's going through some stuff off the field, but you're not beholden to him. You have no guarantees, no ties to him beyond this year. Why is he First off, why was he the answer in the 5 spot out of the trade deadline? What had he done to deserve that first? Then he moves down to the 8 spot, and the ball will find you because over the weekend, even though getting moved down to the 8 spot, he comes up in these huge clutch pressure situations and was unable to, bases loaded, 1 out in the Saturday game, and he grounds the ball, the force out at the plate. There was a pop out in foul ground at third base with important runs in scoring position over the weekend as well. I think that before the end of the month, you might see a more regular situation of like Brian De La Cruz in that spot. Like, why not? Brian De La Cruz is probably a better hitter right now than Alec Bohm.
He
also,
is.
Bryce Harper hasn't looked too. He's looked a little stiff in right field on a couple balls. Like I know that the throwing arm has looked okay, but that's probably going to hurt the Phillies as the season goes by too. Like he's probably going to be a slightly below average right fielder. Bohm made that boneheaded play where he tried to throw to third base. Yeah, like that's going to be an issue
No,
too.
but let's reconfigure our entire infield. Like
For this guy.
It's unbelievable.
Like,
but the fact that they thought that was the answer scares the hell out of me. Like, what are you looking at? Like, that's what
that's the best they could come up with.
Dave Dombrowski spent a lifetime in baseball. And all that time in baseball, you come up with that?
Right.
Like, that's your
Look,
answer?
I don't mind the
Mattingly,
Arise.
Donnie baseball. Yeah. That's your answer?
I don't mind the Arise component of it. The Arise thing is fine. Shifting Stott to third base, that's fine. But you didn't have to shift Bryce back to right field for the sake of Bohm. You could have kept Bohm at first base and gone out and gotten that Taylor Ward or whoever. And even right now, you could shift Harper back to first base and put De La Cruz in right field.
Well, that
probably gives you
if you weren't going to get a first baseman, the answer, and I said 1,000 times, was De La Cruz. De La Cruz plays, Hill plays. And you just roll like that with those two guys. That's what you do. And Bohm's on the pine. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was you're not going to hear the argument about RBI. In 2026, RBI.
Come on, that's the most. Don't talk to us. We watch this guy. He stinks, and I'm out. He's doing his temper tantrums on a Friday night. He's smashing his bat. Like, I'm so over this guy. Everything about him, I can't stand. I hate looking at him when he's in the dugout with his headband on, with his hair. I hate it. I just hate looking. I hate everything about him.
He's hate the face. I can't wait till he leaves.
Him.
I know. It's terrible.
And it's reached a point now too where like every time that he does something poorly, he's going to get booed unmercifully.
Oh yeah.
It's just like it's reached like a really disastrous point for him and for like the organization playing him. I know he got on base like 3 or 4 times yesterday. It's not like he had a terrible day, but it's just like on a daily basis. The Phillies are so lucky that Bryson Stott is having a career year. Bryson Stott has been so impactful at like from like that 6 through 9 spot in the lineup. Because other than him, you don't have a chance down at the bottom of the lineup of driving in a runner with scoring in scoring.
JT shot. No, you look at
that too. JT shot. It's funny. You remember over the offseason, like if the Phillies didn't re-sign JT, the other catcher who was out there was like a Victor Caratini, one of these like journeyman catchers. I looked up Victor Caratini's numbers the other day. He has the exact same offensive numbers as JT. Yeah. That's really how far that's how far JT's fallen.
You could have went with Jonah Heim, right? At least Jonah Heim kills left-handed pitching. Like you would have someone that actually's got some pop. It was gettable from Texas before he went to Oakland. I mean, where's the foresight?
Yeah, I mean, JT's been better over the last month, but in totality, it's just been like very
I have no problem with him because he's a great defensive catcher. I really don't. Like, he's not my issue. It's everything around it and what you've done. And now Marsh is back down to earth.
Yeah, and honestly, too, it's a great thing that Schwarber snapped out of his funk yesterday with the 2 big bombs. But the flip side of that is you won the game because he hit the 3-run homer. You won the game because he played the hero. What happens on all the days he doesn't hit the 3-run homer? Is enough else going to happen in this? Bryce Harper's having a good but not great season. When does he put the team on his back for a week? Trey Turner's been pretty good over the last like 40 games, something like that. Like his last 200-ish plate appearances, he's hit slightly over 300. But you need those guys to just be so much even more than they are because of the holes in the rest of the roster.
Hey, what happened to Wheeler?
By the way,
what happened to Wheeler Friday night? He
with the rubber.
Well, he struck out 5 of the first 6 guys, and then he just died.
Yeah, and there was all that controversy about whether he was or was not standing on the rubber, which was not the first time I've heard
I
that. That's
know.
not the first time I've heard an opposing team say that. And you do look at it; he's very close to being off it. But he
He
just,
had no command.
right. And the Blue Jays
Lot
are
of deep counts. That's not Wheeler.
well, the Blue Jays are one of those teams that, like, while they're not a great offense, that is a very contact heavy team that fouls a
Yeah, they
ton of
don't strike
pitches
out.
off,
Yeah.
and they drove up Wheeler's pitch count. It was like his highest pitch count in 4 or 5
But
years, something like
he
that.
wasn't spotting his pitches. Like he had very little command of his pitches. He wasn't pounding the
Yeah,
strike zone. He's usually strike one, strike two, and he was not pounding his zone.
and it was surprising because I mean he came out and he looked pretty good early. Like the first inning, he's doing his
Again, he
thing and he
struck out
strikes out the
5 of his first 6,
right.
and he finished with 6 strikeouts.
Well, it was all about it was all about the walks. I mean, that was a really uncharacteristic outing for him with the 5 walks. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't remember if he's ever done that as a Philly. I don't think that he has. But every single one of these like Wheeler, Luzardo, Sanchez starts now carries so much importance because of how little chances you have on the other 2 days. And that's why these games like yesterday with Luzardo, like Luzardo, man, yesterday again, just absolutely dominant with the 12 Ks. ERA is like barely over 2 since like the beginning of June. I mean, that's another reason why this is so frustrating because you have like Sanchez had that amazing first half. Luzardo's been amazing pretty much ever since the scoreless streak for Sanchez ended. You had Wheeler had a run there where he was looking like a legit Cy Young candidate, maybe not as much anymore. And Duran, Duran is having an excellent season, gets out of a big jam yesterday, but there just are not enough arms around them. You need somebody else to really step up over these final 2 months. Maybe it's a McFarland or a Wood. I can't really think of who it's going to be on this incumbent team because I can't see Alvarado or Kirkering doing enough to turn this around to instill faith in the fan base and the coaching staff going into the playoffs. They're pretty much your default options.
When Alvarado kills you because he should be so much better. He should be a left-hander who throws with that kind of heat. Like he's got to be better. And when you get hurt on an 0-2 pitch. Dude, like that's in your again. That's bad baseball, like bad thinking baseball. When you get hurt on an 0-2,
Well, should be nowhere near the middle of the plate.
no,
So Jose Alvarado, his mentality has always been, I'm just going to rear back and fire. Like I trust my stuff so much that even if I throw a fastball right down the middle, I'm going to be able to miss a bat. I remember asking him a couple years ago about like his mentality going through an at bat, and his answer was like, "Poppy, I just throw a ball." Like that was like that's the way he goes about it. It's almost like a power hitter who's just very instinctive up there and just do his
see
thing.
ball, hit ball, throw ball.
The problem is that Jose Alvarado last season averaged 99.5 with his fastball, and this year it's 97.1. So it's a totally different thing when you're throwing 97
wonder why.
over the plate versus 99 or well, yeah. It's a totally, but I mean, you're not going to get away with that 0-2 fastball right down the middle at 97 the way you were at 99, 100.
Which is why
he's not adjusting well enough.
You can't be you got to be smart. Like 0-2 pitch, you can't be throwing an 0-2 fastball down the pike. What's the matter with you?
And like the cutter's down from like 93.5 to 91, which is still very fast for a cutter, but it gives the hitter more time to read it. When Alvarado was at his best, it was because the cutter and sinker were traveling in different directions, and you had these two high velocity pitches to guess on, and it's just that's not who he is anymore.
No, it's not. I don't know, buddy. We're all trying to cling into the hope of because this could be. Red October, the final act for this group.
Probably will be. I mean, you're 63 and 56 right now, 43 games to go. You're on like an 87-ish win pace. The year the Phillies made it all the way to the World Series, it's not like they had 95 wins that year. They were right around that like 87, 88 win range. But this is obviously the final act of like this group. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are not going to be here next year, from Bohm to you might have to make a decision on Marsh. Like we're thinking a couple of months ago about Marsh's future. Like, oh, do you extend him? Blah, blah, blah. But at this point, no. Again, he's looking like a platoon player in an outfield that still doesn't have an everyday guy. So there's only the 8 core players on this team are the only ones that you can say are locks to be here next year.
I know. Yeah, I know. That so mind-boggling goes back to the general manager and the vision for this team. I mean, we talk about all the time about the plan, right? How he's playing. And we saw what Gansey did in a month and what his vision is. Like, I never really understood what Dombrowski's vision of this team is. At one point, it was we're going to, hit the 3-run homer. But you only got really 1.5. I mean, Bryce isn't the 40 home run bopper that he once was, right? You got Schwarber and Harper and then little Turner, and that's it. Like, they're almost like there's this reputation that they're this big power team, but they're really not.
No, they're not. They're not at all. I mean, it's like having a mansion with no furniture in it. You have like you have these great. They're built right now around the starting pitching. Like they've invested so much in
Right.
Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo. But if you're going to invest that much in pitching,
Then
you should have a defense that can
defense.
catch the ball like the Cubs. Yeah, you
Yeah.
should have a team that can catch the ball like the Cubs, or you should have a bullpen that can get outs late in
Or
games.
that have half a clue and understand how to grind out runs like the Rays. Like, if you're going to go that route, then you gotta be smart. You can't have a walking double play. Like, he's a walking, breathing double play man. Like, that's what he is. Marsh, again, he came down to earth. One after the other. JT.
Dude, that Bohm the other day, I think it was yesterday, extra innings, 1 out or nobody out first, the second and third. The first 2 pitches the guy throws, if you look on the spray chart, like the one's not even on so 2 balls not even close to the plate, and then he swings at the one and pops it up 53 feet. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
John Kruk made a comment, I think, going into that at bat, that like Alec needs to be selectively aggressive here. Like, he can't just be swinging at anything here. It has to be a good pitch. It can't be like a pitcher's pitch on the outside corner or that's going to jam it, because that's what happens so frequently with Bohm. It's that he makes so much contact, but he swings so much. So like, he's swinging at a pitch he shouldn't be swinging at, making bad contact and ending the at bat. And it's not because there's so much swing and miss in his game. It's just because of the swing decisions, and that plate selection's really never improved to a meaningful point. And Dave Dombrowski was on Jason Stark's podcast over the weekend or last week after the deadline, and he explained a little bit about why the Phillies did or didn't do some things. And when you heard Dombrowski's remarks, one of the takeaways is the Phillies didn't want to overpay for some of these short-term options, like a rental, like a Fairbanks, who I just mentioned, or some of the starting pitchers. But like, this was the year to overpay. This was the year where, like, okay, maybe give up something that hurt, because you have so many holes. And like Anthony's point about like how there hasn't been a plan in place, there are times when it seemed like there's a plan in place. But other than the big ticket items, everything's been so patchwork. Everything's been so like paycheck to paycheck. Let's figure it out as we go. And I don't know. You would have just thought that like a future Hall of Fame executive, Dave Dombrowski, who's led all these different organizations of the promised land, that there would have been more that he was able to do during this point to get the Phillies over the hump. The season's not over. Maybe they can make noise in October, but this is looking like a team that's in more dire shape than any previous Phillies team of this era heading into the playoffs.
No, I quite frankly, I looked at the schedule. I think we did the exercise on Friday or Thursday, I think it was. And we did the exercise of the schedule, and the schedule is so favorable, right? Like, you go, well, they got to be in a good shape by the end of September. When they break September, they're going to be in a good shape. And maybe, you get hot, you start to believe. But, like, I did not, losing, the other thing, too, is they have no mystique at home.
No.
What happened to the CBP mystique?
Fatigue, man. They got fatigue of this team. They had it coming into the season. I don't know why they didn't do a better job of gauging what the fans were feeling going into the season, and they didn't do anything to address it, and we're exactly where we thought we'd be. So the fans are just like, meh.
I mean, you come back.
I mean, I was just going to say, that dates back to losing game 6 and 7 of the 2023 NLCS at Citizens Bank Park. It's never had the same mystique since then.
Yeah.
The Phillies, they steamrolled through the 2022 postseason at home. They steamrolled through the 2023 postseason at home until those final 2 games. And then they had a good home record in 2024 in the regular season, but that was a year where they got out to that amazing first half and were just okay in the second half. Last year was a step, starts to take steps back, and then this year's even further steps back. There's not teams that come into Citizens Bank Park anymore and are so intimidated, like, oh my God, this is these loud Philly fans and this ball club is just going to keep coming at you. Like, they haven't provided that reason to be scared, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same to me.
You know what it is too? It's almost like, you remember during the slump to start the season, where there was a little bit of a resentment at home, like they weren't They were waiting for the boos. They were like, yeah. And it feels like we're back to the first part of the season with that stuff. Doesn't it? You get that same vibe?
Absolutely. I mean, even after yesterday's win, this doesn't feel like a morning after a win at all. Because like
No.
you have the taste in your mouth of the weekend as a whole. The fact that like you might have lost that game if not for the opposing manager's decision yesterday, and just the general concern that like how do they like patch this thing together over the final 6 weeks? This is the dog days. This is the time of year where guys are at their most tired, and now you're just hoping that these veterans can just catch a second wind and that your top guys can lead you as they did when the Phillies were at their hottest this season.
And you know what the problem too is that you guys start mixing in some rest for the Harpers and the Schwarbers. But like you saw the lineup without Schwarber, I mean, it's got nothing. Like if you're going to sit Bryce or Schwarber or Turner, like the lineup is dead.
You can't afford to sit any of those guys right now. I mean, Harper, I've been saying for a couple of weeks, probably could benefit from a day off, but he never wants to come out of the lineup, and he's played every single day. But after you get past that 4 spot in the Phillies lineup, Bryson Stott is a threat. Pretty much nobody else. I mean, I was thinking the other day, does it make sense at this point to move Stott up to the 5 spot, even if it's all these lefties in a row? But I honestly don't think so. I would keep him where he is in like that 6-7 range.
No, you need it.
Somebody.
You need something down there.
Yeah.
You need something down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you look at it, now you got St. Louis and Painter's going tonight, which is a bad matchup. And then you got Minnesota, right? And you go, Minnesota's dead, but you're going to but Nola's going to pitch against Minnesota, right? Like,
Right, that'll be a Nola Painter series because yeah. And honestly, after seeing the Phillies lose to the Blue Jays, like he can lose to anybody this time of year. I don't. It's not like I think that just because the team has a losing record, the Phillies are going to beat up on them. I mean, looking at this St. Louis series, the Phillies are going to face 3 mediocre pitchers and Hunter Dobbins, Andre Palante, and Kyle Leahy, 3 righties. So that could theoretically be good for them, but they need to turn this around fast here. And honestly, even if the offense has a good week, you're still worried about the bullpen. You're still wondering who's going to get those key outs when it matters most. And Don Mattingly needs to pretty much flip the script here too, in terms of like showing that he has a good handle on this pitching staff, because it's not easy when you have so many unreliable relievers. But you got to figure something out.
what do you do with Mattingly? Like, is he the guy? Like, are you sold that he's the guy?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that.
I know he said he wanted to come back, but I don't know.
That's when they were on a winning streak. They were
right.
playing good
Well,
ball
you
then.
wonder, he goes, how many times is my team going to get thrown out at the plate? Have you ever seen a team get thrown out at everywhere else but first with the propensity that they do?
They make a ton of outs on the bases. Stubbs was out by a ton yesterday, but you still got to take that chance probably, even though the right fielder had a little bit of momentum into that crow hop to the plate, which was a good throw, and it nailed Stubbs at the plate. But Harper was caught stealing the other night. I think he only has like 1 net steal this season in terms of like stolen bases versus caught stealings. They don't have a ton of team speed either. Like Turner's a lightning fast player, but like to your point, Anthony, you have 1.5 power hitters, 2 power hitters. You have like 1 or 2 burners in terms of speed. Just a lot of shakiness up and down the roster. You would think that a team that has been there so many times in a row would have like more of that X factor at the end of games. And that it was true for most of the year. Like the Phillies, I think, still have the most 1-run wins in baseball, but that's not a sustainable skill, especially if you don't have the horses at the back end. Like you have that 1 horse at the back end, but it's pretty unrealistic to expect that a team with like the Brad Keller before he got hurt, Jose Alvarado, Orion Kirkering triumvirate is going to be this elite, executing team at the end of games. It's not looking like it now at all.
No, and I hate to belabor the point, but that's why Arise has to hit leadoff. Like I still don't even understand their line of thinking. I mean, I've heard it a million times. I just so disagree with it that I hate him in that spot. I just hate him in that spot.
What do you think would be
backwards lineup is? I hate it.
Do you think it would make a difference? Like if they let him off, they went Arise 1, Turner 2, Schwarber 3,
I
Harper 4.
think it gives you a different momentum, a different feel.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, why not? Like, why not try that out one day this week? See if it works. See if it sticks.
I mean, that's the chalk lineup, right? Like, that's the way how the lineup should be constructed. where Schwarber can hit a 3-run bomb. Like
That's what we all figured.
Not worrying about, well, Arias can hit a fly ball. Okay. Well, what? Schwarber can't hit a fly ball? Like,
I get, their thinking is, we're going to have Harper and Schwarber on base a ton. Why
if
not
I hear how
have?
many
But
times
yeah,
you
but
get as many at bats, stop. Like, you know what? If you hit 3 and 4, are going to get at bats too.
Mhm.
You know, like we're only talking about 2 places in the order. Stop with the oh man, lead off, get him the most at bats. Well, hitting 4, you're going to get your share at bats. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's got to be negligible when you think about the backdrop of him being able to drive in runs. You need somebody driving runs.
And these are the kinds of things that we scrutinize and analyze to death in situations like this because the Phillies don't have like the sort of firepower that wins a lot of games 6-1, 7-2, things like that. Like every single game, even the wins are so tight. So every little thing matters. The defense, the lack of bullpen, the batting order construction. I love hearing people say, oh, over the course of 162 games, statistical models have shown that the batting order construction will only give you like 1/10 of a run of difference. Yeah, bull crap. Really? I don't believe that in practice. Like
No.
maybe in theory, you can say, okay, you can bat your worst hitter lead off. No, over the course of a full season, that's going to affect more than 1/10 of a run. I'm sorry. I'm never going to buy into that.
I agree with you. I'm with you. Like every situations are different. Like it's just not every at bat's equal. That's just not how it works. Not when you look at the different competitions, different ballparks. I mean, the factors, the external factors are just completely different. I mean, why even have a manager? Just go have, ChatGPT be your leader.
That's what the Mets were
Hey,
doing.
we
Wasn't doing working out.
we
too
might
well
be
for the
heading in
Mets.
that. Yeah, I was gonna say we might be headed in that direction, like an AI third base coach.
Please stop. Please don't get thrown out again. Stop.
Team will be able to save some money.
Yeah, you put that. You know those stupid robots that deliver the food,
Yeah,
right? They'll be at third base.
just a stop sign or a green light.
Yeah. Green, red. Like, oh my God, this world. Anyway, it drives you insane. They drive you insane. And the shame is the Dodgers are reeling, right? Like they're in the throes of like, wow, what's going on there? Scooble goes for them tonight. You look around and Milwaukee's been kind of funky. I mean, the Cubs are back playing good ball.
Cubs are scary. You look at the NL playoff picture right now. The Brewers have kind of separated themselves a little bit from the Braves and the Dodgers in terms of getting that 1 seed. And I last week we talked a little bit about the Phillies' playoff path on our show. What would be like the easier playoff path in terms of your first opponent? I'm not even thinking that way anymore. Right now, I'm just thinking get to October because the Padres are behind you. The Padres are they're a game behind the Phillies, but the Phillies have a tiebreaker, so it's a de facto 2-game lead, but still a precarious position because you face the Cardinals 6 times over the next 2 weeks, and we just said that team's 3.5 behind you. If they go 5-1 against you, they're in a better position than you are, pretty much. So still got to make hay over these next 2 weeks. Crucial period for the Phillies.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. All right, you'll be in here noon today.
Back with the bro, noontime.
The bro
me
is
and Jamie.
here. I hear him coughing.
Like crazy.
Right? He's got the whooping cough, the bro.
Oh boy.
That he caught in Maine. In
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. So the bro's back, though. It's good. And so
I'm going to keep my distance.
You should keep your distance, Corey.
You sure did.
Great stuff, brother. We love you. Best of dad.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
pal.
See you guys soon.
The great Corey Seidman on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. We love Corey. Wow. I can't wait for football, man. I can't do this every day.
Gelb wrote a piece in the locker room, no music playing. He just says they're just gassed right now, the whole team.
I think they're tired. I do
loss.
think they're tired. Like you brought up the schedule, which is real, but that's baseball schedules, man. Like
I know. I mean, but the All-Star
game
game killed them. They went right from the All-Star game into it.
Okay, let's violins. I mean, I don't want to hear that. I mean, honestly, like I agree with you that they look gassed.
They need a breather one day,
but
most teams get every Thursday or Monday off,
and they do too.
Not in the last.
Okay, well they're in one. Every team has to play these stretches, so they're in one. So Buck up, Buttercup. My God.
He ain't bucking up.
No, that's the problem. That's the big problem.
Today, luckily, we're going to see probably Ron Hell. So the stud that everybody wanted deadline come out today and light him up. 4 innings out of him.
Well, what's the countdown for Saturday night Eagles preseason game 1?
Yeah, we do need a
I'm ready to go. Football. All right. Coming up, speaking of football, Nick has spoken, and we will get our training camp update with EJ, Eagles Insider, on the scene. Lots to talk about after Saturday's big padded practice. But first, a word from our friends.
For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. Elkin Chevrolet, run by 3 brothers, real brothers, local guys, great guys. And right now, they're lining up deals that are very hard to beat. They got a huge inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs, everything people actually want to drive. Equinoxes, Trailblazers, Tahoe Suburban, Silverados. And the prices, well, they're going to move fast. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Whether it's getting to a game, getting to work, or just getting out of town for a bit to maybe watch the Sixers or Flyers play, you'll drive off in the perfect ride at the perfect price. And here's the thing. This isn't just a one-and-done kind of place. These are the guys you go back to again and again because they treat you right. No runaround, no games, no haggling, no hassles, just real people, real deals. Elkin Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service going on. Super easy to get to, Route 73 South in Marlton. Elkin Chevrolet.
Give me that heat. Give me a change. Give me an EJ. Give me that EJ Smith.
There it is, inside the nest. Brought to us by Rita's. Be cool, go to Rita's. Be cool, be EJ Smith out on the practice field. Looking great, looking like Coach Smith with his Nike. I love it, man. You look great.
What's going on, guys? Happy Monday.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's go. We got a game this week. It's game week.
I know. I'm actually kind of getting sad. It feels like training camp is hitting that next wave. We're getting into preseason games. Before you know it, it'll be over. So, lots of notes to take, lots of practice to watch. But, yeah, I wouldn't lie. I'm starting to feel a little sad already that we're this far into it.
Yeah, that's where you and I differ. Like, I'm not sad about it. Like, I can't wait. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but like, all right, I can't wait for the next step, the next phase. And we've now reached this phase. You're right. The first preseason game signals the camp is dwindling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Well, first, what did Nick say today? Today was Nick speaking. Obviously, Lane was the big story.
Yeah, so he didn't have a whole lot to say about Lane other than he's going to appreciate this year that they have. And, he's kind of said he's not going to get too far ahead of himself with Lane, but, talked about the significance that he has on this organization. And, this is me editorializing. I think it's one of, if not the greatest career in Eagles, at least the Eagles' last 25 years, let's call it. When we do the Eagles 26, Lane Johnson's high on the list. And I think, that announcement sends shockwaves through the building. The building. Obviously, it's something that they would have expected. It's something that they planned for. But, the clarity of it actually happening, the finality of this season is going to be a significant shift for the Eagles. So, Nick said that, when he came in, having a player like Lane Johnson was a real privilege. When you take over a job. You don't usually have a player of that caliber. And this has been a strong message from the Eagles. We heard Dom say this after Lane's press conference on Saturday. We heard Nick say it today. Best tackle in the NFL. One of the best football players in the NFL. And I think it's fair to say that there have been times where he hasn't been fully appreciated in league circles, but the people in this building, the people in this area, they know how important Lane Johnson is.
The two best offensive linemen in this franchise history, Lane Johnson and Jason Peters.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey as the center is third, but those two are the best ever.
I agree.
In this franchise.
I agree. Both future Hall of Famers, both mythical figures to a certain extent.
Great word.
And the thing I wanted to say I appreciate about Lane is on the field he is like a mythical figure. He's almost beyond like human what he's capable of doing. But what's refreshing about him is that he's been so like comfortably human in the public eye. He has been so willing to talk about the struggles he has, and listening to him talk on Saturday, talk about the fact that his mom and his father are both going through health issues and that he doesn't want to lose too much time with his kids. These are all human things. These are all things that every single person can relate to.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a big family guy. And when he was saying that, I'm thinking about my own family. I'm thinking about the things we've been through. And how can you not just like tip your cap to a guy that can do things beyond, he stretches the imagination of what a human can do on a football field, but is still comfortable and willing to just be so relatable to the everyman. So again, I think he deserves his flowers this year. I think he'll get a lot of credit in this retirement tour now, his final year. He deserves a swan song, and I think he'll get that.
Yeah, I agree. Well put, EJ. Well put. All right. Let's shift over. Anything else Nick say of note?
Non-committal on if the starters will play in the first preseason game.
It's funny. That was one of the things I want to ask you because I think they need it, and Nick doesn't do it. The fact he's non-committal for Saturday, I didn't expect him Saturday. I thought maybe the second one.
Yeah, I think they could use the reps. It's such a new offense. They've been cleaner with the cadence recently, but we've seen them struggle at times with the cadence. So I think getting live reps with the process, just the pre-snap process, getting to the line. Obviously, how it looks, I think is actually secondary to just going through the procedural elements. Getting Sean Mannion, give him a chance to call plays, in a game setting. Work on the headsets. The exchange between him and Jalen. I think all that stuff is worth repping in a preseason game. But with that said, if Nick had it his way, these guys would play every preseason. I think it's a medical staff decision. I think it's a matter of keeping guys fresh. And I think that's a battle he's lost in the past. So it'll be interesting if he has enough, sway to change that this year, especially because I think it's more important. But again, I think if it were up to Nick, they probably would be playing every preseason.
Yeah, I think you're right in how you couch it. Like they have to just go through it. You gotta see it. You gotta feel it. You gotta go through it. Execute. Who cares about what happens on the field? It's more just going through that motion.
Absolutely. So we'll see. I think they could use it. I definitely think they could use it.
All right, let's go over Saturday because Saturday was a big day. And a couple things. The offense, I love that Jalen is working the middle of the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's peppered the middle of the field.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of seam balls, a lot of dig routes. Even the underneath stuff is in the middle of the field. Honestly, I feel like it's been a balance where you do get those quick outbreakers, you get some deep outs, but they have been, really, really heavy volume in the middle of the field, which is obviously the opposite of what we're used to seeing. One thing that Nick said today that I think is an interesting development is he said that Jalen's a really accurate quarterback. And, I'll be honest with you, I've covered Jalen's whole career. I've covered Nick throughout his whole time with the Eagles as well. I'm not sure Nick would have said that a few years ago. I think that the fact that he said that now, maybe that's, just trying to pump him up. But I do think Jalen's been very accurate. And cuz you'll love this point here, like Jalen's footwork has been so much more crisp this summer. He has been so much more consistent working across the field with his feet. You hear like you don't want these guys to get toesy. You don't want them to be up on their toes. You don't want them to be heel clicking. I think his footwork has been one thing that stands out to me, and that will lead to being more accurate and being able to get the ball where it needs to go on time. So again, when live bullets are flying, maybe that changes a little bit, but I think that I think you have seen a better version of Jalen Hurts as far as pocket maneuvering and footwork in particular.
Well, I guess Saturday was a good example of that, right? Because even it's friendly fire, but
Yeah.
there was Ojimo toward the end of
Oh my goodness.
practice,
Yeah.
right? And he sidesteps him and hits Goddard deep into the end
Yep.
zone.
On the scramble drill too, which is something they struggled with so much last year.
Yeah.
You know, that scramble drill procedure where you want Jalen to create out of structure. I think it was in The Athletic, had rankings out recently, and somebody said all Jalen's best plays are out of structure. And the thing I thought is like, they must not have watched last year because out of structure, they struggled so much. And yeah, you're right. We have seen him be able to maneuver the pocket. And like he's getting good reps against like the pressure you don't want to see as a quarterback. You know, constant interior pressure. Jalen Carter's had a really, really strong camp. He was my player of the day on Saturday, just constantly in the backfield. He has a couple plays every day, cause where it's just like he just does something that nobody else in the league can do. You know, he just teleports. He's so explosive laterally on some of these swim moves and some of these jukes. You know, you almost call him jukes even as an interior lineman. I mean, he's a handful. So Jalen's had to deal with that, and I think he's done a nice job dealing with that for the most part. You know, not letting it get you know how like practice can get kind of muddy when you have a lot of interior pressure. I think he's done a good job managing that.
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, the fact that, and I brought this up earlier, the fact that he has to go up against that unit every day. You
Yeah,
want to talk
absolutely.
about iron sharpening iron. Like, there's no better test because they're going to be a top 3-4 defense in the league.
Yep, I completely agree. And it's also the fact that they're going up against Vic, who is going to give them more wrinkles against the stuff that they're working on. Because you got to remember, like the reason they do a lot of this stuff, a lot of the pre-snap motion, the condensed formations, you know,
it's defense.
all of these window dressing, it's trying to get tells, it's trying to get pre-snap information. They're not going to get that much from Vic. You know, I think in the season, there's going to be times where they can get a lot more coverage indicators and a lot more answers with the stuff that Sean Mannion's running. So this is actually probably like the worst case scenario in terms of what this offense should look like against a lot of different schemes.
I guess Hollywood Brown looked good. Crossers.
Yeah, you know, the thing with Hollywood and Elijah Moore, they have looked good. They've been productive. I give that more to the scheme than I would specifically those players. You know, if you're talking about Dontavian Wicks, you're talking about Darius Cooper, those guys are like the man-beating routes. You know, they're the ones that they have to separate with explosiveness in and out of their breaks. Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore, I think those guys are more the scheme. You know, it's shallow crossers, it's stick routes, it's stuff that like you're taking advantage of the spacing that you're kind of building throughout the formation. So they have had good camps. They've been productive. They've looked good in those roles. I think you have to have a physical profile to be able to do those jobs. I think they have that. But yeah, I think that I actually give Sean Mannion more credit for the fact that Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore have been as productive as they've been this summer.
Yeah, that's great. We knew Wicks. We've talked about Wicks and the idea that there's a good rapport between Jalen and Wicks, which is great. So we're good there. You need somebody to fulfill that role, right?
Yeah.
Like you need so you know I'm hoping that Brown can do it.
Yeah, and I think that I think Hollywood Brown will have a role in this team. I actually think it's less of the deep threat than people have suggested. I think the horizontal stretch game is where I think he will really be a factor because that's where his speed can really, you know, he's got the quickness to do that. You know, you see him on a lot of jet sweeps, a lot of shallow crossers. I think that's where his bread and butter is going to be. And then from there, I actually think the Elijah Moore reps, like the production he's had, you're hoping you can put Mekhi Lemon in that role once he's back. I think that that's probably your ideal receiving core once Lemon's back. And we'll see. You know, I don't see him out here today. You know, he's been getting when he isn't out here, he comes out late. But yeah, I think he's going to be the one that drops into that role eventually.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Lemon. Like, when do you think? You know, we'll see.
I think it could be a little while. Just the sense that I get is like this is a recurring thing. This is something he's dealt with for a while. You know, obviously it popped up in the spring. And I think it's going to be a factor of like he's going to have to go through all that rehab again. You know, he went through it in the spring to get back and be right for the summer. Yeah, my guess is that they're going to be even more patient and more cautious with it, given that it's been a thing that keeps popping up for him. So it's not ideal. But yeah, I wouldn't expect to see him like in the preseason game necessarily or anything like that.
Hey, I heard that Saquon looked real good Saturday. Very explosive.
Yeah, and feisty too. I mean, he is one of the angrier practice players I've seen. And yeah, there was a heavy inside run, a lot of duo, which I think is really interesting and exciting for this offense. You know, you hear about the wide zone. I think that's going to be a big part of what they do. But, Lane Johnson kind of hinted at this where it's like late in games, you switch to that gap scheme duo where you're going downhill, you're beating people up at the point of attack, you're wearing defenses down. I think that's a really good fit for this O-line and Saquon. And you saw it on Saturday, and Saquon did look really, really good. He had one play where he juked Jahad Campbell. Jahad gets like a free run in the backfield. And it's just one of those stick your foot in the ground and see you later plays from Saquon. So you had that. You had a couple touchdown runs. You had Saquon chopping it up, talking trash to some of his teammates on the defensive side. It was a good practice for Saquon. It was a good look at the run game, especially on a day where it was like heavy workload, a lot of duo, a lot of gap scheme, a lot of, Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, and Tyler Steen against Jalen Carter, Moro Ajomo, and Jordan Davis. And honestly, that was good on good for sure.
Hey, I'm always intrigued by the short king, Willie Lampkin. I heard he's been looking okay out there. They're moving on
beyond
some
okay.
reps at guard.
Yeah, Nick said today, I thought that was important what Nick said about Willie Lampkin, that he can play center and guard. And I totally agree. His frame it's like, so you have to suspend your disbelief when you watch him. He does not look like he should be able to have the power that he has, but he has that natural leverage you hear about. The fact that he's a little shorter, he's able to get, I got the swoop cameo for you guys again. Yeah. So he's got that natural leverage, his ability to get under people's pads. He's got more pop than he should have at that size. And then at the same time, he's got these quick feet, man. He's got to have them to be that size. So to me, he was like one of the biggest standouts on Saturday. His one-on-one reps, just incredible.
Nice.
Just seeing him in a disadvantaged situation against Gabe Hall and Zion Wilson. Now, those aren't the biggest names in the world, but still, giving up 50, 60 pounds, he holds up. And you're starting to see him working with the twos a lot more. So I don't know. I'm going to do my first 53 later this week. I might have him on. Yeah.
I can't wait for Saturday. What do you quarterback? What do you see? How do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll give Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton a chance to kind of put themselves in the shop window. See if either of those guys can play well enough to garner interest elsewhere. I think Cole Payton will get a good run, and it'll be good to see him. I'll tell you, though, outside of quarterback, I really want to see Markel Bell in a game. I know
you're high, man. It's great.
Yeah, but you know what's funny, Cousins? I was actually the low man on him on the show on Saturday because we're talking about Lane Johnson heir apparent, and I'm like, let's see this guy play a few games before we start putting him in the conversation as Lane's replacement. You know how the Eagles are, how he is with premium picks at premium positions. I think there's still the real chance they draft a tackle in the early rounds next year. But, maybe Markel Bell can enter that conversation. And I think it starts on Saturday. We need to see what it looks like in a game situation.
He is a big boy.
Yeah, and he's ahead of, like I said, he's ahead of where I expected him to be. I expected him to take some time, a developmental player. You look at him out here, he has skinny ankles, skinny calves. I think he needs a year in an NFL weight program to really look the part.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but with that said, he has looked better than I expected him to as a rookie, a third-round pick. Fran made the case like if he went back to school, he might have been a first-round pick this time next year. I want to see it. I want to see it in games. I want to see a longer sample size before I put him behind Lane.
Yeah. I'm with you, brother. My man, always great. I love the notebook. You are, this is it, baby. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be watching 2:00. Everybody's primer. You're a Birds fan. You need to watch EJ and Bo and Franny every day. Get your football fix.
Guys, let's talk.
Great stuff. EJ Schmidt on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. I like it.
All good stuff. So you think do you think the footwork is a combo? Is it Parks Frazier, the quarterback's coach? Is it a Mannion thing?
Yeah.
Combo,
Yeah, I do. No, I think Jalen's buying, man. I think he's in. I'm excited for him.
It sounds like
I'm excited for him, man.
1,000% in on the
Like I think we're gonna get to see him evolve. Here's the evolution.
Mm-hmm.
This is what excites me. I mean, I talked to somebody that described that Ojimo play on Saturday where, it was a really good throw. Because he had Ojimo up the middle, he sidestepped him, and he delivered a real nice ball to Goddard. Like, that excites me. The fact that he was working the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That excites me, man.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, he threw, I guess Bourne intercepted him, right? Hey, that's the cost of doing business. right? No, I don't want 4 of them. But like,
Nah, but
I don't mind. Like, you throw a pick, It's part of the deal.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd rather that than be uber conservative and not
exactly.
avoid it.
Like, that's exactly it. So I'm feeling strong about that. I'm excited. So let's go, man. Lots to do. We're gonna take a quick TO, but real quick. So we went to the movies last night.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man.
Oh,
The boys love it.
And out of 5 stars, what do you give it?
It was good. I
4
liked
out of 5 stars?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. You know, it's good. It was for the superhero. It's good.
What do we eat? What do we eat?
I gotta tell you, I was gonna bring this up. The pretzel bites, they destroyed pretzel bites.
What do you mean?
Now, it used to be they would have nice crispy pretzel bites.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, now they're just awful. They
Different.
slob them in butter or something.
Oh, I hate it when they do that with the pretzel bites these days.
God. And they're just all dough.
Mm.
They're inedible. I couldn't even eat it.
Wow.
That's
That's so disappointing.
and then,
I like the good
and
snacks.
The cheese is in the
Yeah.
thing. You know, what happened to it? Just slob the thing in the thing.
No popcorn?
Yeah, popcorn. But yeah, I don't know.
What's the beverage? Soda? Water?
She went with a Coke.
Nice.
I split it with her. I just had a couple sips.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't go nuts with it. I was disappointed with the pretzel bites. It turned me off.
Yeah. You're like pouting.
Yeah, I pouted. I'm a pretzel bite man. I love the pretzel bites.
Pretzel bites at the
With nacho cheese. Like, that's a good item.
Mm-hmm.
But the pretzel, like, again, they were just balls of buttered dough. I don't want butter.
Pretzel bites are on the menus at bars these days, and they're super buttery. I don't understand it.
I don't know why they feel the need to butter the pretzel.
I don't
The
get it.
pretzel is a great standalone with the cheese. Like, leave it alone.
It leans into the Annie Ann kind of pretzel.
I don't
stuff,
like
and
the
I don't want to
Annie
do
Ann.
that.
I'm
I just want a regular
anti-Annie
soft
Ann.
pretzel bite.
Give me the what you call it, Federal Street.
Yeah, right. That's all.
But,
I don't want
but
one that tastes like a pastry of some sort.
In a nugget form.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, where it's nice and crispy and it goes. I mean, they kill it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question, because they have these gigantic chairs that do everything, right? As you know.
I don't. I've never sat in those chairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, you walk in the theater, there's people with blankets.
What?
Like, yeah, I counted like.
Wait,
I had
blankets to the movies?
Yes.
So what? They lay down with a blanket?
Because you have the recliner, right? And people with the blankets.
Yeah, but you're not at your house. That's weird.
It
That
is
is
weird.
so
I'm
weird.
anti-blanket in public, man.
Like, I could see if you want to grab one for $1, like an airplane blanket, and use it there, but the
Well, yeah, because
blanket?
the cabin gets really cold.
Yeah.
And I get like the air conditioning in the theater, but it wasn't that bad. Like, actually, it wasn't. I
Wear a hoodie?
I always bring
Right.
a hoodie. I bring a hoodie just in case. If I'm
Blanket.
cold.
Yeah,
Blanket I would never
You
bring.
can't do a blanket.
That's, I mean,
What's the next? A shawl? Like, what are we doing? What are we not?
Slippers?
pillow?
Slippers and a pillow.
Yeah, like, I don't understand being
I'll
out.
be honest, I'm a little, the theaters aren't the cleanest.
No, I would
No.
want my
The
blanket
bodies in
there.
those chairs.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't want my blanket from my bed.
I know that's gross.
God forbid.
Yeah.
They used to say you get lice from it.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, man.
Like, it was nasty.
Bed bugs, all that.
But these people, I counted 6 people with
blankets?
Yeah. Come on, guys. What do we need? I got one guy over here complaining about that his seat didn't go back.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're looking for that and it doesn't work.
Okay, well, it's a big, gigantic seat. Just sit in the seat. Like, is it all that? You got to
The guy wants to lay down. Let me tell you this. I went to the movies yesterday, and it's a giant theater. 6 people in the theater,
Yeah.
right? You sit wherever you want. One person by themselves. Middle, second row.
Why?
Exactly.
Like that?
Super weird, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's weird.
Could have said there were hundreds of seats. Hundreds. Second
row?
Middle, yeah. So bizarre.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would choose.
Does they have a
to
blanket?
sit- I couldn't see. It was so dark. It was so far away.
What's a blanket? I just said, I was like,
I don't.
thinking,
Yeah.
what do you got, a blanket? Like, why are you wearing a blanket?
Just wait until the
We're
movie
gonna-
comes out and watch it at home. Then.
Exactly. Like, do we need to, like,
I like the hoodie. If you're cold in the theater, put the hood up.
yeah, bring a hoodie.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm with you. I don't understand it. All right. Let's take a quick TO. It's a Murphy Monday. We'll talk to Murph coming up, but first, a word from our friends. Yeah, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. It's Bet Park season about to hit. Football season. There's a game. Like, you can go on the line, see what the line is. The Eagles and Ravens on Saturday. There it is. Like, we're going to actually have a football game on Saturday night.
Eagles -2.5.
Here you go. Lay it. Baseball, all the props you want, all the totals for the season, all the futures. It's right there on the app. Everything. Make your downtime fun time, right? All of your favorite slots. What slots you playing now?
I love the Cash Eruption.
Cash
They
Eruption?
got this new one, Charm Blitz. Pretty good.
All right. You can check it out. New customers get $500 casino bonus back in the first 24 hours, plus 250 spins on the slot game, Sahara. Collect them. It's a desert theme. You like that. Going to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. BetParks.com's got all the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about the Trumar Credit Union, one of the great financial institutions in our area. That's right. They've got everything that you want. They're customer first. You love those institutions that are just all about the customer. And they actually have something that rewards the way you already spent your money, which is great. It's the Everyday Elite Visa credit card from Trumar Credit Union. We're talking up to 4% cash back on eligible everyday purchases, including gas. And for a limited time, new cardholders also get a 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months and then 17.99% APR after that. More cash back, less cash. Apply today, TrueMark.com, or stop by any of Trumar Credit Union's 24 branch locations. Rates based on credit worthiness, 4% cash back on eligible purchases. Bonus categories capped annually. Restrictions apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details. Insured by the NCUA. All right. Well, you let us know when Murph comes.
So I wanted to start doing it. I feel bad, Uncle Frank. Here's an Uncle Frank quip for you.
Okay.
VG, you feast on humans at night and you're calling that person weird? Besides, they were probably gummied up. Thank you, Uncle Frank. We're going to start reading. I'm going to read random Uncle Frank text now.
I mean, feasting on humans.
He can't figure out how to get into the chat on YouTube. He wants to say these on the YouTube chat, but he can't figure out how to get in there. So he's texting.
I love him. He's great. But he hits like bone. He's like.
Yeah, that was like a 53-foot.
Yeah.
Foul ball.
He's 2 out of every 10. Right? He's 200 hitter. Like, he'll come up with something really good, which will be the worst thing for him because then he'll try rapid fire.
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean, he's got ability for a quip.
Yes.
But then it's too many. It's too much.
It is too much.
Right?
He's swinging at everything.
He's right. You got to be more judicial. Come up with his zinger.
Yes.
That's why, of all the people I work with, the best was Steve Martirano.
Oh, he's a good zinger guy.
Because he would, it wasn't every day. It was like sometimes every day, sometimes twice, but most of the time it was when it would lend itself, you come in with the zinger.
Yes. You gotta be judicious about it.
Yeah.
Before we get to Murph, Chase Utley night, Julie was there. Did you see the plaque?
Yeah.
That doesn't irritate you?
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like Chase Utley. It looks like a guy from the Black Sox.
I know.
In 1918.
Yeah, it's bad plaque.
Horrible.
Yeah.
The nose is so bulbous. I didn't even know Chase Utley had a bulbous nose.
No,
he's a handsome guy.
He doesn't have the bulbous nose. He's got an angular nose. But they went bulbous. No good. Look at that.
That does not. You give me 30 guesses. I never say Chase Utley.
No, it looks like Hack Wilson. I guess. I don't know what Hack Wilson looks like, but
his face.
I was trying to think of maybe if it was angled a little bit down, not like this, maybe.
His eyebrows look thick.
No, it's a bad plaque. It's not good. No, it's not good. You know who is good? Murph.
Yes.
We love Murph. It's a Murphy Monday on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line.
It's time for our man, David Murphy.
Morning, Murph.
Morning, guys.
do you say, buddy?
What's going on?
What did you think of your squad over the weekend?
The fight-ins are we talking about?
Yes.
I mean, look, it is what it is, right? It's kind of just is what it is. And Kirk Drink, Jose Alvarado, like what? This is what it looks like. And I don't know. At this point in time, it's like, what are you gonna do other than just wait and see what happens?
I got to tell you, you're right. Like, there was really no, other than for me, I would prep Gage Wood to be my setup guy. But other than that, like, I don't know what else you're going to do. Like, I mean, you got to fix Bohm, like sit Bohm for good now. Like, at what point do you just go, hey, I can't play him. I gotta play De La Cruz or Hill. We've been talking about it forever. They just hold on to Bohm like grim death.
Well, I mean, in their defense, what are they supposed to do? I mean,
I'd rather go De La Cruz.
De La Cruz at first base?
No, Harper at first base.
Oh, I got you. My fault.
Yeah, like you already messed up the whole infield for that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I think it's at this point in time. Again, if you're even having the discussion, then it's there's your answer right there. I'm not gonna die on the hill of Brian De La Cruz should not be in right field rather than Alec Boehm or vice versa. I mean, it's just kind of, I think you look at it like I think Brian De La Cruz, because he's a guy that he must have killed the Phillies a few years ago, because I just remember my opinion of him was way higher than a guy who gets DFA'd and is just kind of out there for free on a minor league deal. I mean, anyone could have signed into a major league deal this year. He was in the minors for a while. So I would guess that he's the kind of guy where, like Sosa, you're worried about him getting overexposed. Where part of his, part of the reason why his production seems so good so consistently is that they get to pick their spots with him. They know what kind of pitchers he can hit. So, but whatever you want to break it down, it's not a good situation. There's really there's no answer. That's just what it comes down to. And as far as Gage Wood, I'm with you. I mean, at this point in time, why not? But you got to keep in mind, we spent 2 years talking about Justin Crawford being, the savior in center field. And then you forget that, like, the guy's got to come up, and chances are he's just not going to be very good, And I get Crawford's been better here lately, but he's been, he's been a net negative at the plate compared to kind of replacement level. So, yeah, I would be, hopefully Gage Wood kind of comes through, but you have no idea, that's kind of like your Hail Mary. And at this point, you got to wait until, you might as well wait until September and have them for as many bullets as possible.
Yeah, I'm with you. It feels like a long walk to the cliff, right? Like that's kind of where I'm like maybe they get hot, but there's just their bullpen's got major issues. They don't hit for consistent power. They get thrown out. Have you ever seen a team get thrown out at home and on the bases more than this team does?
No. I mean, it would probably be prior versions of this team. They could be the only ones who would come close. But, I mean, look, I think that right there, you can draw a, direct line to the age of the team, because, as you get older, it takes you longer. Your mind thinks that you can get the home plate in a certain amount of time, and your body is ever decreasing in what that time actually is. So I think it actually makes sense that they're outs on base path. Like Harper, I think, is a perfect example where he's just not as fast as he used to be, but he's still got the same mentality. And I think that's kind of like one of the common themes throughout this club. But to me, I mean, the biggest disappointment to me is, again, like just the lack of development at the major league level from Crawford. I'll give Crawford credit. I mean, he seems like he's finding himself and learning on the go, and he's become more of a productive member of society here lately. But a guy like Orion Kerkering, like, it's just like it's just such a shame because he had I've never seen a guy, actually I have, and I think the parallel is with Andrew Painter, where a guy whose secondary stuff plays so well, but just can't locate the fastball either, really mostly within the zone, and it's like mind-boggling that you got these two guys with plus arm talent that both struggle with the same exact thing, which is I mean Painter's stuff has been, his off-speed stuff has been pretty high value, I think. The sweeper's been good. The splitter at times has been good. He just can't, anytime they throw the fastball over, anytime they try to throw a four-seamer, it's over the plate and, right in the barrel. And it's just mind-boggling. But you can't pitch in a playoff scenario in a high leverage situation if you can't throw strikes with your fastball and hope to at least get an out, one every, two every three swings. And they don't have many answers behind them, which is why Gage Wood is almost like you have to try it,
I know. I that's why, and you start to look at it, and like Mattingly right now has no feel for the bullpen. I don't really blame him in this sense. They're like wherever you go, it's Russian roulette type of thing. But man, it doesn't feel like we've now August 10th, and they're in a stretch where they should be winning games against bad teams, but you start to look ahead and you go, I just don't know where they're at, and baseball may go away, and that's what's kind of sad about it.
Yeah, and you just kind of you hinted at it there, but I'm calling up their schedule right now. But they're about to enter a very dangerous stretch of the schedule, and as you said, the more leash they could have given themselves heading into it. Like you said, you got to beat up on the bad teams, right? You just
the Blue Jays lineup is horrible. It's dead.
Well, look, Harper and Schwarber combined to get on base 7 times yesterday, and the only 2 times they scored were the home runs that Schwarber drove in himself. I mean, when Harper walks 4 times and doesn't score a run, it kind of tells you what the problem with the lineup is there. I mean, and we know it. It's just when you see it in front of your face like that, it's like don't get me wrong. Is Bryce Harper, prime Mike Trout? Is he prime Bryce Harper? Is he, right? Whatever you want to say about the word elite, I'll admit maybe he's not elite, but he's damn good still. And it's just like Schwarber should be allowed to go 17 games without a home run, without all of us wondering if he's like got Lou Gehrig's disease or something. Like it's just you can't live with the pressure that you're putting on these 2 guys at the top for them. I mean, you can't live on that.
No, you can't. No, it's bad. Are you getting a little optimistic when it comes to the Eagles' offense on Saturday?
No. I am not.
No, on Saturday.
No.
We're gonna get. Let me try to sway you. All right. You're going up against probably a top 3 defense in the NFL, right? So, there's the iron sharpens iron kind of thing going. On Saturday, there was a play at the end of practice where Jalen sidesteps Ojimo and hits Goddard in the back of the end zone with a dime, right? They're working in the middle of the field, right? Like all of a sudden you're seeing crossers, you're seeing stuff that we've been begging for years.
Little misdirection.
Right. Like moving the pocket, throws over the middle, dig routes, not just for verts. What do you think, Murph?
I think we're a week in a training camp, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've seen enough of them to even know what it's going to look like. I think I think my pessimism comes from Makai Lemon's soft tissue stuff. I'm curious how that's going to end up. It makes me nervous when a rookie, seeing missing practice at multiple stretches already. Because of the
he's a
hamstring.
concern. I agree with that.
And I think that they don't have a lot behind. Like Dontavian Wicks is fine. He's an upgrade over Jahan Dotson, I think. But look, I mean, however diminished AJ was last year, Jalen, that's a huge part of their offense was Jalen having the comfort of knowing that he could find the biggest guy in the field who was wearing his jersey, and if he was going to throw it, there was a decent chance the guy was going to catch it, and a pretty good chance he was going to get a big gain. So yeah, I mean, if Jalen Hurts in this offense can be, if they're looking like prime Drew Brees, then obviously that's great. I'm just not. I'm gonna need to see it a little bit, and I don't think we're gonna get a chance to really see it, until the season starts, and it's gonna go from there. So yeah, I mean, I think that the Lemon stuff. I'm a big Mekhi Lemon fan, and you see these training camp injuries to rookies. It's not even an injury, but just missing any time whatsoever, and the fact that he's dealing with anything, you just so often you just see rookie seasons completely derailed by that kind of thing, and so I think that's where I'm coming away more pessimistic than optimistic, just based on reports from the first week. But again, we'll see. I do think my pessimism is, it's probably more of a lack of optimism than pessimism, but that whatever it is canceled out by this defense, because I think I'm way more optimistic about the defense than I was. Again, we talked about it last week. Just because of Jalen Carter's contract, to me, just speaks volumes about all of the questions that you kind of had in the back of your mind about his shoulders and kind of his diminished production. I mean, the Eagles, the biggest difference with the defense last year was that they didn't stop the run the way they did the year before. I've kind of been just diving into numbers, doing football prep.
You remember that Bears
forget
game? The shocker was the Black Friday Bears game.
It was.
Where they ran for over 200 yards, and they were gassed. I remember watching the game going, wait a second, like, Eagles don't.
Yeah.
They usually give up runs early in games, and then they close it, they shut it down, but they didn't shut it down.
No, and the Rams did it too, the Rams, obviously the numbers weren't that. The Bears game was just, like you said, it was just stunning to see. And I think that was Carter's last game before he underwent surgery.
Yes.
But which brings us to our point that I think he is such a game wrecker, and he has such a physical advantage over anybody any team can possibly put on the interior of an offensive line, that he just single-handedly makes or breaks. He makes or breaks the run game. And I think the fact that the Eagles signed him to the contract that they did at the time that they did tells me that they think he's, last year was more a matter of injury than anything, and that the injuries are behind him. And I think I would expect to see them right back where they were the year before.
You get a little geeked up for the preseason, like to see we got an actual game Saturday night.
Well, I think we've gone over this before, where I'm with you, where I like turn on the Hall of Fame game, like just like totally amped to see football back, and then like 2 plays in, I turn it off, or I keep it on.
But this Hall of Fame game was epic. Like, I watched every snap. It was a great game.
Well, I did not get that far, King
of the night.
So that's preseason's like it's almost like it's good and it's bad, because it I love that it's here as a mile marker, and it, like, there's definitely like, all right, you have that feeling, but then it almost makes it worse that it's preseason, and it's almost a reminder of how far away real football is. So I've got a conflicted emotional relationship with the postseason, I would say.
All right.
You're not gonna be tailgating this weekend? You come down and hang out with me for the game Saturday?
Are you tailgating?
I mean, probably if the weather's nice, yeah, why not?
I mean, I could give you a long list of things that you could do other than tailgate for a preseason game, but I'm also not going to rain on your parade. So I
We
Yeah,
had this
like, I'm willing to-
conversation. Are you a tail? I'm not a tailgater. I think it's the profession.
You think it's what?
The profession. Like
He's never tailgated.
I've never tailgated.
Okay. Oh, our profession. Yeah. Well, I love a good tailgate, but I'm also with you where when I'm working, I hate walking through, parking and trying to get in the stadium and everything like that. And like really the last place you want to be on your day off is outside a football
amongst
game,
people having fun.
Yeah. It's like you don't, yeah, exactly. Well, the thing you got to understand is, like, when I covered the Phillies, my friends, the first year they got a Sunday season ticket plan, and every Sunday was also my day off. And he'd be like, "Oh, you want to go to the Phillies game?" It's like, no, bro. Like, I've been at this is my only day. I don't
Yeah, I
have to go to
live
the
down
Phillies,
there. The last thing I want to do is go back down there, right?
Yeah, but I just love a good tailgate in general. Anywhere where there's beer and cornhole and
Yeah.
people. I'm a fan of it. I just didn't know the tailgating scene was I didn't know you could cobble together enough people to go to a preseason tailgate.
Well, you got to get it. You got to be ready. I mean, it's just like the Eagles. You got to ease into it. It's been a while. You got to get the
is it
grill
just going to be like you?
down.
It's just going to be you and your wife sitting on the back of the Toyota Prius eating a Wawa hoagie and those are the saddest.
Hey, we got a George Foreman grill down there hooked up to the car, the lighter charger. There you go.
That's like the Sixers tail. Like when you walk into like a random Sixers game, there's always like the guy and his like two kids like with the back of the 4Runner open and it's just the three of them and everyone's still at work and you appreciate the spirit and the attempt, but you got to have people to have a good tailgate.
Do you what do you think? You think the starters, not Saturday, but you think the starters play? Because I think they need to play a couple snaps, like just to feel it, game condition. It's a new offense. There's new verbiage, the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I think if I had to guess, I think they would play, a little bit because I think Sirianni past couple of years has talked about regretting a little bit some lack of preparation, at the start of the season. And I'm with you where I think that, look, you should be able to get your guys out there and get them onto the field and not expose them to injury. Like you said, it's more about the communication between the sideline, getting the play in from the sideline to the huddle, just like you said, getting the muscle memory back for what a game situation is actually like. Has nothing to do with, I don't think there's anything you can gain from, actually anything in between the whistles that you can gain. I think that, practice is where all the important stuff happens there.
Yeah.
But I do think that again, you got a new play caller, you got a new guy on the, you got a new guy in the headset. Just to have Hurts out there and kind of get a little dress rehearsal for that. I think alone would be worth a few snaps.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. What's on tap for you this week?
I am again, like I said, I'm doing a lot of like football prep. So I'm crunching numbers and watching games from last year and familiarizing myself. Right now I'm just trying to familiarize myself with the rest of the NFL. I don't know about you, but I always get to July. Like last year, you get to July and you're like, Javonte Williams is on the Cowboys, like you totally forget everything that happened, in April and May. So it's kind of just like, familiarizing myself with depth charts and writing some columns, watching the Phillies. I was at Jaylen Brown's press conference last week. I think
he's impressive, isn't he? I can't wait for it. They're going to be a blast, man. They're going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great to watch. But I think that we've kind of milked that cow for all it's worth at this point, and we I think you're gonna be hearing much about the Sixers over the next couple months. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's all football, man. I'm just like, also prepping for fantasy drafts, and I love this time of year.
Yeah.
Gambling prep. It's just.
It's like my boy over there.
Your fantasy. I started doing some research on fantasy team notes from all around the league.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it's great. It's just a great way to know the team. It's a great way to we get so like siloed here in Philadelphia. In fact, it's always been kind of one of my biggest novelties about the market is that like people are so obsessed with the local teams here that like they lose, like they're not able to contextualize a lot of times because they don't watch enough of the rest of the league. So the baseline is off a little bit. So you kind of have to force yourself to like, get it. Because once the season starts, it's just all Eagles all the time. And
that's it, brother.
Yeah, I just love like geeking out on. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I love like doing my own Dr. Z preview for each team and
Dr. Z. I like it. My brother,
he's the best.
We love you. All right, give Max our best, and then we'll talk.
I will. He got me sick, so we're all a little under the weather here.
Oh, they travel to the house. Oh, it does.
I know. I mean, the kid tries to drink out of puddles in the street, so
it's good for him though. Builds up the immunity.
Yeah, well, we all might have like minor malaria right now, so we'll see.
All right, well, feel better, brother. All right.
Thanks, I appreciate it. See you guys.
Here he is, Murph. Checking in on a Murphy Monday. All right, let's talk about our friends, and then we do a couple nugs. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Hey, let's talk about Rita's. Hey, Jules, let's talk about Rita's, Jules. Like the new Shirley Temple flavor. Yes, you were just at Rita's.
Yesterday.
But you went pineapple, not Shirley Temple. I'm shocked. The new Shirley Temple's here for a limited time.
I know. I just got overwhelmed with the pineapple. I'm a pineapple man, so.
You love
and
the
it
pineapple.
was awesome. Refreshing, just what I needed.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of Rita's is they have every kind of flavor, including that new Shirley Temple, the one that you love, the Shirley Temple flavor. And they got the Shirley sprinkles. They got the cup. In fact, if you take a picture and put it on the social media, you can win a free Rita's. So always a lot of fun. Check it out. If you haven't had the gelati, wow. It's the creamy, smooth frozen custard and the water ice together.
It's a tasty treat.
Yes, it's a mighty tasty treat. Mm-hmm. That's right. Check out Rita's. Be cool, go to Rita's, and get a little happiness in your life with some Rita's.
Let's talk about Ace Hardware Home Services. They're so important this time of year. Heat and humidity sneaking in. The AC might not be cranking like it should. And temperatures are changing. It's getting warmer, so don't worry. If you got issues, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, electrical, they're trusted pros that bring the same helpful service from the Ace stores right to your home, right to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. And it's important. They got the right people. They bring the right tools, the right know-how. They got everything you need. So whether it's a quick fix or a big summer project, they've got all the tools. They've got the know-how. Then the people to get the job done right. You see their trucks all around town. All your neighbors are using them. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing the helpful to your home. It's that helpful you love from the store right to your home. So visit acehardwarehomeservices.com today to get started on your next home repair project.
All right. Ben's trying to learn how to be a Philadelphian. So he's getting schooled. Danny D's trying to school him. And one of the things Danny D said was, dude, you got to have cash.
Yes.
So Ben walks by the studio, and he holds up a $5 bill.
I thought it was like a one.
It was a one?
No, it was a $1 bill.
And he's like, I got cash. Yeah. Is that a 5 or a 1?
How happy he is.
$6. Yeah. $6. That's not full. You gotta have a roll cuss.
He told you
to have
was
a roll cuss.
That's what he said.
Danny T says
the house without 100.
You never leave home without $100 in your pocket. He's got six.
Can someone record that and use it as a drop, that laugh?
It's a great drop.
Yeah, that would be a great drop.
It really is.
We got to record him laughing.
I know, Jules. I know. All right. So,
Yeah.
let's get a couple nugs in here.
Yeah, we got 2 important ones to get to.
All right, let's do it.
Beaches nuts, nuts. It's just time for beaches nuts. Beaches nuts, nuts.
Great Don Nelson pass this week.
I know.
And big loss to the basketball community. I love him. And if you didn't know what he was doing later in life, he became one of us, one of me.
Yeah, Mr. Hawaii.
So yeah, there's a little clip to ask him what he's up to now that he retired.
That is he is one of you.
Yeah,
He's an herbalist.
He saw the light. Yes. The very last one or the last 2 at the bottom. Yeah,
He's living in Hawaii.
hanging out with Woody Harrelson and Willie Nelson
In Hawaii.
playing poker.
He's a
with
big
them.
yeah. It's pretty cool. Like he was a character, Don Nelson.
I always liked him, man.
He's a good coach.
Yeah. I guess he was a
He was
decent
good
player.
Bucks coach for a long time.
Yeah.
That's what we
Look at
remember.
Bucks. Yep.
He'd be all
Warriors,
disheveled. The tie
Always.
would be askew. I saw it like a real sports episode on him,
Yeah.
and he had the Hawaiian shirt, the whole
Yeah, he was living life. The player's reaction to this is pretty funny.
What you've been doing after basketball. Coach, I know you live in Hawaii, right? So
Yeah, I've been smoking some pot, actually.
It's legal now.
Yeah, but I never smoked when I played or coached, so it's new to me. But anyway, I'm doing that, and I'm having a pretty good time. It's more legal now than it's ever been, and so I'm enjoying that.
can each of you
My
talk-
man.
great is
My
that?
man.
Yeah, I'm smoking some pot. I'm enjoying that. What are you doing these days? I'm smoking weed. I enjoy it every day.
Like 80 years old. Yeah, I'm smoking some weed.
God bless.
Now, this is an important one. I just stumbled upon this morning. It's the, you'll know about this, the cheese banks in Italy. You know the cheese banks?
I do.
So they lend farm, the cheese takes years to get ready.
Right, but there's a whole commerce of it.
While the cheese is waiting, the banks hold as collateral for some money.
Yes.
The extreme heat is threatening the cheese bank supply.
Oh, no.
Yes. They are in danger. They're in risk of being destroyed because of the extreme heat.
A lot of money, dude. Look at those wheels.
I know.
Those wheels are no joke.
About it. It's
It's a big deal. Yes. No, the heat over there is ungodly.
Yeah, so we're gonna
mess with our cheese.
Cannot mess with the cheese.
I mean, that's the one thing you need the good.
Yeah,
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
There's one more up there, Julia, right before the Don Nelson one. It's a photo that's going around. And it relates to this. We had a super chat from Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
$10 super chat.
What's up, Jeffrey?
Hold on, I got to find it. He's calling Jose Alvarado Ozempic.
Ozempic. That's awesome. Yeah, that's his fastball.
He said Ozempic is cooked. He should never pitch here again. $10 from Jeff from DC.
Ozempic. Jeff.
So
Jeff's great.
So speaking of weight loss, pictures circulated this weekend. John Goodman. I don't know if I like Ozempic skinny John Goodman. I like bigger John Goodman.
First of all, when you shared this, my heart dropped because I thought it was like
right?
I thought he passed. It scared me.
He lost 200 pounds.
Nah, you need to look like he looked great. Big John Goodman.
Yes.
I agree.
Got to go back slightly bigger John Goodman.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe just throw
Maybe he did it for health reasons, though. He's 74.
I know.
He's on the joints and stuff.
He looks happier.
He does.
You know what I mean? I agree. That's scary.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Disturbing.
All right. On that note, we'll call it a Monday.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Jules rules.
Julia,
we love you, chat. Chat. Have a great day, everybody. Go Phils. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.